So Cody Haddon versus Topuria will go down on February 9th in Sydney at UFC 312. Very, very exciting fight. This is going to be a good fight. The thing is about this, I would be really excited if they gave Topuria like another fight beforehand, so we know how good he is, because it's so hard to gauge how good this guy is. He's 5-1. He hasn't fought the best level of competition. Like, let's just be honest. I know people are going to say I'm biased. I'm Australian. You guys know. But I feel like I'm very fair to the Georgian fighters. I'm a big fan of like Topuria, Ilya, I mean, and a lot of the Georgian fighters, Guram. But obviously, Aleksandre hasn't really fought great levels of competition. That's not me being a hater, that's just me stating a fact. He beat a 3-1 guy his last fight. Now, if you look at this guy's record, Johan Sigas is his name. The thing about this guy is he's 3-1, which you think, okay, that's a pretty decent record. Well, now he's 3-2 because he did lose to Topuria. But then you go look at his wins. He's got a win over a 0-4 opponent, 0-0. He did beat a 7-4 opponent, but it was by DQ. It was a DQ. So it's really hard to gauge how good this guy is, because of the level of competition. Then this guy got chinned by Nathan Fletcher. Nathan Fletcher's not really a knockout artist, if we're being honest. Like, that is Nathan Fletcher's only KO on his record is against this Seagus guy. Literally his only KO. This guy is a wrestler. He's a jiu-jitsu guy. He doesn't knock anybody out. He's getting pieced up by Khan Offley on the feet as well. So that's something you got to look out for. It's hard to rate Aleksandre Topuria, because he's looking good in his fights, but the guys he's fighting are just not good. He lost to a 0-0 guy, but this Ivanov guy, I think this was at featherweight as well, if I remember correctly. This was a catchweight. The guy missed weight. He's also roided to the gills. Just a big Bulgarian dude. So he's a lot bigger than, Topuria. Topuria is a bantamweight. This guy much bigger, muscly. Definitely, I think he actually popped for steroids as well, so that's like another thing. This guy was definitely roided. But then you look at his other guys, 0-3, 1-1. He did get TKO'd by this Ivanov guy. He got really badly beaten up in the fight, but I think we can give him the benefit of the doubt. The guy he fought was roided up. He was a big dude. And then he beat a 7-18 guy. He took 6 years off after that fight that he lost as well. And then, he fought these 7-18 guy, and then he beat a 1-9 guy. Like, not great levels of comp, but I really like Cody Haddon as a prospect. He's a very good fighter. I've been big on Cody Haddon for a very long time. I'm pretty sure both the Topuria brothers started training like mixed martial arts in like 2014, 2015, around that time period. Maybe a bit earlier. Cody Haddon's been training since he was like fucking 4. He came out of the womb with a pair of gloves. Let's just say that. Like, this man's been training for a long time. Amateur career started in 2018. Just destroyed everybody. Only loss was against Steve Erceg. And I know people are gonna, not be as high on Steve Erceg. He lost to Kai Kara France. You know how people are. People are fickle in mixed martial arts. Just checking that was recording. People are fickle, especially MMA fans are very fickle when it comes to this sport. But Cody, Steve Erceg's a dog. He's a very good fighter. He's, at the time when Cody Haddon fought him, he was 6-1. Short notice. I think he took the fight on like a week or two notice. And he went in there and he had a 29-28 decision loss to Steve Erceg. That was very close. He could have got that fight. He almost won that fight. Then he beat Jared Wilbraham 5-0. Beat Roger Shippen 19-12. He was struggling to get a lot of fights. You see the 9-7 guys. But then he beat Billy Brown. Billy Brown's a very good fighter, 5-1 as well. Then he beat 9-2 Dan Argueta. Dan Argueta's a very good grappler. He couldn't get Cody Haddon down. Haddon's takedown defense looked phenomenal in that fight. He's rapidly improving. He's younger than Topuria as well. He's been more active. Momentum is on his side. It's in Australia. He doesn't have to travel that far. He only has to travel to the other side of the country. Topuria, the one thing I will say is his gas tank seems a bit sus. Now, in that fight that he lost, he did gas out, but also you could just factor that in that it was upper weight class. Maybe he wasn't in the best shape. It was also, 9 years ago. Like, we can't really focus too much on a fight 9 years ago. You could make rapid improvements from then. So this is really a hard fight to tell what's going to happen, like, just based off just the footage. You can't know how good Topuria is. I'm going to say it. I know people are saying, oh, he's apparently better than Ilia Topuria. He's better than his brother. Ilia says he's better. Every fucking person says that about their brother or about like a teammate. They tried to convince us that Blood Diamond was like better than Israel Adesanya, for fuck's sake. Like, people do this stuff. Like, people really hype up their like teammates, their family members, etc., etc., to be like the next big thing, but sometimes it's just not. Now, Topuria, based on how he hits the pads and everything, I gotta stop saying Topuria. I'm just gonna say Alec. Alec fights very similar to his brother Ilia. He's the older brother. He's not actually the younger one. He's the older brother, which is pretty interesting. I think is he the older brother? He's 28. He'll be 29 next year. Damn, they're actually really close in age, aren't they? Oh, no, yeah. Ilia, I think Ilia was born 1997, right? If I'm remembering correctly. Yeah, okay. His brother was born 1996. Yeah. So his brother is older. This is an older brother, not a younger brother. So, apparently is the brains and everything behind Ilia. So he's probably got high fight IQ. He's got good game planning, but it's just, I don't know. It's so hard to know what to expect from Topuria here. But he's got very good hands. He throws hands, at least in sparring. He punches very similar to Ilia. He looks very good on hitting the pads and beating up his sparring partners. But again, it's so hard to know how good these guys really are when they don't fight good levels of comp. Like, it's getting thrown into the deep end as well. Like, Cody Haddon is one of the best prospects at bantamweight, in my opinion. Like, Cody Haddon is for real. He's a very good fighter. He's fast. He's quick. He's got good cardio, very good boxing. Like, this is going to be a scrap. I'm going to go Cody Haddon. I mean, I should have probably said this earlier, but I think it was pretty obvious what way I was leaning at. It's not just because he's Australian. It's not just because he's from Perth. It's not just because he's from my area of Perth. And it's not just because I interviewed him. But I generally think he is going to win this fight. Good boxing, well-rounded. Both these guys are very well-rounded from what you can see. But I just think Cody Haddon, he's been in this before. This is his second UFC fight. We at least know the pressure won't get to him compared to Topuria, who hasn't really had these big fights. He hasn't had like this big fight. He goes, oh, is he going to lose this fight? Like, he hasn't been tested against prospects on the regional scene. Like, there hasn't been a fight where people, besides the fight he lost, where people are going to be like, I don't know, man. Like I don't know if Alec is going to win this fight. It's a tough fight for him, but Cody was fighting like 5-0 guys. He did fight some guys with some shady records as well, obviously, but not compared to the guys that Aleksandre fought. Cody Haddon was fighting fucking, he was fighting fucking Habib compared to him. Like, no disrespect, obviously. I love the Topuria brothers, both very good fighters. But I think, hopefully, I'm praying that this time Australia can get their lick back against the Topuria brothers. Because we can't have another Topuria brother beat a good Australian fighter. But you look at these guys Cody Haddon's beat. 10-8. That guy's actually on a win streak now. Shantaram Maharaj. He just won another fight. So, he's on a winning streak of sorts. He's now 11-8. I know it's not a great record. He beat a 1-6 guy. Again, not a great, but it's better than 1-9. Let's just say it's better than 1-9. 5-1. 5-0. 1-1. 19-12. 9-7. 5-1. 9-2. These are good record guys. These are guys with very good records. So I'm going Cody Haddon here. I'm going to go second or third round TKO. I think there's going to be a scrap, but I think the pace and I think the pace will eventually get to Aleksandre. He hasn't dealt with someone with the attributes that Cody Haddon has. I think eventually the pace will get to him. And I think Cody Haddon will get him out of there, TKO. Or I could even see a club and sub, but I'm going Cody Haddon to get this one done. But if he's an underdog, I'm putting some money on it. Because I feel like the Topuria name, it holds some weight. So I expect they might make him the favourite in this fight. I'm hoping the last name really does factor in here and they give him... they make him a massive favourite. Because then I would recommend going betting on that Cody Haddon betting line. But... just because I'm picking Cody Haddon doesn't mean I think that Aleksandre is bad or anything by any means. He does seem to, if you're just looking at him punching pads, that sort of stuff, he does pass the eye test, but I don't know. There's just something about him. He's not Ilya. He's not Ilya. Now, I know people will say he's better and all that, but I've already mentioned it. People just do that to hype up their teammates or their brothers or their cousins. But yeah, I'm going Cody Haddon, but should be a good scrap. Both guys... they should have a bright future. We'll see how this plays out. But thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you like this video, subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Thank you. Peace out.